Welcome to a word of hope on the sixth day in the octave of Christmas. My name is Father Brendan Curran, joining you once again in the joy of Christmas, these special days. Today, we hear rising from the midst of the temple the voice of the resilient prophetess Anna. She was one of those faithful people who saw and recognized the signs of Christ, the child, our Savior, in her midst. A witness, a preacher of pointing to the signs of Christ's life in her community. Who are those amazing, resilient voices of women who preach to us, inspiring us and pointing us to the light of Christ in our hearts, in our families, in our world? I think about those resilient catechists. I think about those wonderful sisters who taught me in grammar school. I think about the powerful preaching women who continue to shout their voices of hope in my life, in our lives, and in our world. The prophetess Anna is preaching to us, reminding us and pointing us to the signs of the newborn Messiah in our midst. Today is a day to point out, recognize, and name, preach with the resilience of great hope of Anna the prophetess. So many of those faithful women have built up our church, our communities, and have been those anchors for our families. This is a day to honor those voices, those proud preachers, those resilient witnesses who stayed faithful as the prophetess Anna in the temple day and night, year after year, convinced of the hope of God in her heart and her mission. She was called to point out that Christ, the Messiah, was truly present in her world. That is the spirit for us to lift up and name and congratulate, thank, recognize those proud, resilient women voices who preach to you and to me throughout our church, in our local community, in our families, and in our world. Thank you, prophetess Anna, for pointing to the presence of Christ's budding life in our world. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Anna, proud preacher of Christ's hope.